Chapter 22. Putting the crown on the queen of my heart. Ever since I was a little girl, I have been drawn to the mystery of magic. From the magic of the earth in my grandmother's garden to the magic of her love that has carried me through my life and that I've been able to share with my loved ones. This is probably one of the reasons I have such an affinity for ayahuasca and its mysterious, magical, medicinal properties. It guides you to the love of self and to the magic of divine love. Ayahuasca opens portals to lost worlds where the language of love and magic dwells. There's an explanation for that. Because 1,000 years ago, when indigenous people of South America gathered as tribes to drink the Aya brew, their tribal ceremonies for healing included the desire to access the magic of the unseen world where their ancestors roamed. It bears repeating that ayahuasca is not the only pathway to magic. Though it's a medicine that can help you find your inner magic of transformation, it's a medicine that has worked for me, but it's not necessarily a medicine for everyone. You know what the most powerful medicine for accessing my magic was? Willingness. I had to be willing to change. I had to be willing to suffer. I had to be willing to let go. I had to be willing to confront the shadows of my fear, and I had to be willing to love. No easy task. Whatever your mode of transportation, your willingness will guide you to your magic and even allow you to share your magic with those you love. About a year after the Holy Slap, I had an experience that did just that. For a long time, several members of our family wanted to have a ceremony together. So I decided to organize an Aya journey with facilitators who have been conducting circles for almost 30 years. They brought with them a group of musicians who would be playing ceremonial music throughout the 8-hour journey for both nights, as well as assisting us during the process. Will was there, as were other close members of my tribe. A little over 11 years had passed from that very first night in Ojai in the medicine woman's driveway, with me bearing little more than my fruit offering. I had traveled a very long way. Most of us were not new to ceremony, but it was our first time sharing the experience in a circle together. What I loved about this plan was that it didn't matter where we were in our individual journeys. On these nights, we would each see to our own self-discoveries, our own healing, all while holding space for one another by simply being together. In all of our beautiful vulnerabilities and all of our love for ourselves and each other. For many of the years I'd been doing Aya, I had not seen my panther often, but this time she visited me once more, and she walked her feline prowl less in front of me and more beside me, taking me more deeply into my inner world, as a preview perhaps of a new journey to come. Some would say that the Black Panther is malformed because she is actually a cougar or a jaguar with an excessive amount of pigmentation to hide her spots. But a panther's so-called imperfection is her very power and beauty. The panther is a magician, transmuting her imperfection into unparalleled confidence that allows her to prowl through the shadows of the night undetected. The panther is a guide of protection with deep sight, courage, and strength, and is the symbol of death and rebirth. Part of her magic is that she helps one retrieve light from the grips of shadow. I was happy to see her again. After our last night of ceremony, we all resurfaced, shiny and bright, with full, open, and nourished hearts. There was a moment before we ended when I had a chance to look around at everyone, family members and friends, and I thought of everything we had endured together and apart. This moment of love was what all the trials and misunderstandings and willingness to keep learning had brought us to. I looked over at Chet, who seemed to have shed lifetimes over the past 2 nights. After he'd come home from prison 5 years earlier, I had brought him out to L.A., and here we were, together, from the dangerous streets of Baltimore and the days of slinging dope to doing a whole new level of work together. What a miracle. He had not wasted time in creating a program called Hefe Lifestyle to help empower people in their search to feel worthy and to be bosses of their own lives. And then there was Mia, who had walked arm in arm with me through many battles since high school and was now sitting with a level of peace I had never seen in her. This had been her first Aya ceremony, and she soon told me tearfully that it had been life-changing. The magician in me glanced around, and I recognized the tangible but invisible golden threads of love connecting each of us to one another. Memories of others who had been so much a part of my life but were no longer present in physical form let me know that they had been holding my hand at every turn. As I started to cry from the overwhelming feeling of loving and being deeply, deeply loved, I looked over at Will and felt differently. Our multi-layered, complicated history didn't change the undefeated truth that I could no longer deny our spiritual bond. He saw that I was about to say something, and he waited. "You are a king of my heart," I said. Will's eyes lit up, as if he were allowing his heart to blossom unexpectedly. Then he told me that I was a queen of his heart. After a pause, he laughed, still staring into my eyes, and added, "You'll have to cut off your spirit's wrist to break free of our divine handcuffs." We both understood that these declarations were not of a romantic nature. This was not a fairy tale ending, but a fierce acknowledgement of a connection that had been forged in some extreme fire. And within that cauldron fire, we had burned away so much that no longer served us, and we were able to bask in the truth of what remained: unconditional love. He was a king, and I was a queen. I could feel my powerful contribution to the making of this magical kingdom that I had wandered long and hard to find, only to learn from the journey that the kingdom was here all along. It brought me joy to bask within the glow that night with the people I loved so very much. I had everything I had been searching for in this very moment. There had been so much focus on the external, but now we were more balanced and attuned to the golden kingdom within us, between us, within our family. And it was now ours to cultivate in whatever form that was going to take. Sorry, Mr. Hero's Journey, if the Grail is enough for you. The heroine needs more. The heroine is in search of her kingdom of love. The queen's power is the golden thread of love that she weaves throughout the kingdom, that gives her the understanding of the world unseen. She can hold many worlds, many hearts, many spirits at once, while surrounding and offering her king love, offering her sight and knowledge. She stands beside him with her velvet sword, as I have learned from Queen Afua, while he brandishes his sword of steel. And together, they make their universe. She is the unseen power that matches the potency of his tangible power. It takes them both to make life whole. A note: when I speak of this analogy, don't think of king and queen as gendered. Think energy that is yours to choose. A queen must wander to find the knowledge of how to forge a crown upon her heart, how to weep with her hands in the air in full surrender, pleading to the divine to keep her afloat in her sea of tears and guide her way, how to find her torch within the darkest caves of her fears, and how to compose lullabies that sing dragons to sleep, how to stitch with her own hands her holy shrouds to protect her boundaries lovingly. How to conjure the courage to dig for the jewels hidden behind tender pain. How to remove the debris from the wounds of our heart and allow her tears and self-soothing to magically transform it all to gold. It is with this gold that she makes her crown. Her journey is for a lifetime, and along the way, she continues to collect precious gems of self-knowledge and divine knowledge to place upon her crown. These gems awaken eyes within her heart. With these eyes, she has no doubt that she is lovable and worthy, as is every soul she encounters. A queen is her own savior. Her magic is quiet, potent, and mysterious. My hope is that you will recognize that every piece of your journey is to lead you to your own crown. I hope you will discover your own magic, your own power, your self-love. My hope is that you'll find the golden threads to weave the inner kingdom that supports the making of your chosen life. And may you share the golden threads that you'll discover to help usher other heroines and heroes to and through their journeys. Love and guidance are always there for us to see us through the shadows of our hearts and valleys of our souls, with the remembrance of our beauty and light, to help the pieces of us that are lost to find their way home. When there is a woman, there is magic. If there is a moon falling from her mouth, she is a woman who knows magic, who can share or not share her powers. A woman with a moon falling from her mouth, roses between her legs, and tiaras of Spanish moss. This woman is a consort of spirits. In Tazaki Shange, sassafras, cypress, and indigo. Every woman is a queen. Every man is a king. Honor every queen and king in your midst on your journey to forging your crown. And may God and your soul become friends along the way. Acknowledgements. There are so many to thank when it comes to how this book became possible. For this page, I'm going to thank those who had a direct hand in the making of the book. My personal life thank yous will be at www.ourworthyjourney.com. Thank you first to the Great Supreme for all things. Thank you, Miguel Melendez, for spearheading Worthy and being the best big brother ever. Thank you to Kate Hoyt, my literary agent, for your constant belief and support. Kate Childs and the rest of the team at CAA, thank you as well. Carrie Thornton, my editor extraordinaire, thank you for your immediate interest in my story, your desire to have my voice heard, your passion, and the amazing book title, You Are Gangster. My gratitude to Liat Stelik for welcoming me to such a great publishing home. Thank you to Ploy Sirapan and Jesse DaCosta for bringing my vision for the cover to life, to Renata de Oliveira for the interior design, and to Ben Steinberg, associate publisher. Thank you. More thanks to Drew Henry for all you do, and to the marketing and publicity goddesses, Allison Kearney and Heidi Richter. Thank you to the entire Day Street family. To a handful of you who keep me on task, I couldn't do it without you. Carlos Molina, Zach Moe, Angela Golightly, Sadeo Turner, Lucas Kaiser, and the entire Westbrook Media team. Many thanks to Karen Tenser for years of friendship and heading up publicity for me for nearly 3 decades. I am grateful to Nicole Perez Kruger for your PR guidance on Worthy. Thank you to the team that makes sure my life is on point, my Her Lake family, and the Smith Family Circle crew. Thank you to Chet Pajardo and Mia Pitts for checking on me every day and making sure I've eaten. To Dwayne Martin, thank you for your constant belief in me. To 4 people who always make space for my tears, Mark Henry, Trish Pinkett, Lauren London, and Tony Braxton. Thank you for always showing up for me. A special thank you to Jay Shetty. Without your persistent nudges, Worthy would not have seen the light of day. Mim Eichler Rivas, my co-author. You held my hand and my heart through a grueling process. You've taught me so much through your laughter, experience, patience, and playfulness. You are an incredible lady, and I guess we are best friends now. To every listener who picked up this book, thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to share my story with you. This is Jada Pinkett Smith. This unabridged production of Worthy, presented by Day Street Books and Harper Audio, was directed by January Lavoie and recorded at Westlake Studios in West Hollywood, California. This program was produced by John Marshall Media, engineered by Greg Eliason, with second engineer Hayden Duncan. Executive producer Suzanne Franco Mitchell. Piano Sonata number 14 in C sharp minor, opus 27.